Good morning and welcome to Uniquely Urbandale, a service of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. I'm J. Michael McCoy with Webcast One Live, and today we have one of the fine members of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce with us, Mike Banasiak, who is with Legacy Financial Group in Urbandale. Mike, welcome.
Hey, great to be here, Mac.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
So Legacy Financial Group has a pretty good legacy in our community. You guys have been around for a while.
For a little while, yeah. In fact, Legacy itself was formed back in 2000, so we've been in Urbandale for about 16 years. However, Brian, the owner, has been in the industry for 30 plus, so there's a lot of experience between the advisors in the office.
So tell me, talk to me like I'm a 6-year-old and tell me what Legacy is.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to throw the initial terms at you. We do financial planning and wealth management, but that's part of the issue, isn't it? Is that we in our industry tend to talk down to people. We tend to talk over people's heads. So let me start with this. Let me ask you a question. You want to retire someday, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And many say that maybe you're kind of pseudo-retired already, but when was the last time that you looked at your retirement plan, if you even have any? Not to put you on the spot, but...
No, I'm currently looking at it right now because I'm making some changes to it.
Good. Well, unfortunately, fortunately, you're in the minority.
I've heard that.
And that is the problem that our country is facing, is that over the last 20, 30, 40 years, the onus is falling more on our responsibilities to plan for our own retirements. And the tendency that we're seeing is that people would put more time into planning for a 2-week vacation versus planning for a 20 to 30-year vacation, which is kind of what retirement is.
Well, I'm lucky. I have a very good retirement gentleman. Now, he's getting ready to retire. As you and I spoke off camera and mic, I'm looking for someplace new to put my money.
Yeah.
But he was always wonderful at getting together with me more than once a year and just walking out and saying, okay, here's what your life looks like at 75. Here's what your life looks like at 85.
Right.
And he makes me very comfortable that way. And maybe it's because I tell him to talk to me like I'm a 6-year-old. So he can relate to that. But I know there's a lot of people who don't do that. And here's the question, why not?
Again, I think we just get too caught up, just like in a lot of industries, of using layman's terms, of just forcing our beliefs down your throat. My wants and needs are different than your wants and needs. So the best thing that we can do as advisors is listen and then help step you through and educate you as to what we need to, maybe changes we need to make, or yes, you are on track, or how do we get you back on track. So education plays a huge role in what we do at Legacy.
One of the things I like to ask any business is what makes you famous?
Yeah.
I mean, with all the people out there doing what you're doing, I've got one in every Bible study. I've got one in every church group. I've got them all over the place.
Yeah.
Why Legacy? What makes you famous?
And honestly, you know what? There's a lot of things that we do that can be duplicated. I mean, most of us in the investment industry, we can invest in the same things. We can have the same types of meetings. We can have the same types of client events. So I think what sets us apart is us as people. It goes back to that old, know, like, trust. You need to know about somebody, top of mind, so when that life transition happens, you know who to go to. And then you actually have to like that person individually, and then go to trust them. We feel that finances are one of the most, if not the most sensitive things that people can talk about, even more so than health issues.
Yeah.
And in order to disclose that takes a lot of trust, and you've got to like the person to be able to do that. So I think it's us as people that sets us apart.
Yeah, my dad and mom, God bless them, still alive at 87 and 88 years old. Dad does not like to talk about death or taxes.
It's tough.
He doesn't like to talk about finances. And finally, I don't know, 25 years ago, we got him to finally hire a financial advisor. Yeah. She made all the difference in the world.
Yeah. And we have no special talents. I've been doing this for over 11 years now. What I bring to the table is the fact that just like you do Webcast One Live day in and day out, I'm doing financial advising day in and day out. If you want to go and do what I do and you're willing to put the time and effort into it, you can do it, and you can do it for cheaper. But that's where we come in, and we feel that we add value because we can help step you through the process. We can help guide you. And then not only that, but it always helps to have somebody that holds you accountable. And that's that's usually where we fall down as humans, is the fact that it doesn't turn into a habit a lot of times unless we've got somebody kind of pushing us and saying, no, keep on this. Look at your goal. Think long term. Let's do this.
Well, one of the things my retirement guy taught me is that I'm no good at planning my money. I'm good at making it.
Yep.
But if you give me an opportunity to plan it, I'm probably going to hoard it and put it where it's safest. And quite frankly, I can probably live to be in my late 80s and early 90s simply because of some of the choices that you guys would make for me. Hey, Mac, you got to do this.
Yeah.
I know it's uncomfortable, but you got to do this.
Yeah.
And so I listen to my financial advisor.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest jobs that we find ourselves doing is helping people manage their emotions. Investing in money can be a very emotional topic. And so sometimes we find ourselves acting almost as marriage counselors when you're trying to figure out, all right, what are our common goals, or how can we work towards both individuals' goals for the spouse or significant other? Sometimes people tend to be way more aggressive than they should be, or way more conservative. And how do you manage that to where you have a plan that you're going to stick with, and again, turn those into actionable habits?
Well, and you kind of do need to be a marriage counselor, because a lot of times, I'm assuming, especially in these days and times, the old idea that the guy wore the pants in the family and thank heavens it's gone. Thank heavens it's gone. Yep. But I know that when I'm planning, I've got other voices out there. I think about my kids and my grandkids. I'm going to leave something for my grandchildren, and it's not possible to do unless you're on board with me.
Yeah. Well, and again, passing that message along to your professionals, to financial advisors, to your lawyers, to your estate planners, to your accountants, but all of these individual advisors working together to make sure that you're in control the way you want to be while you're alive, and that your loved ones are taken care of if something, God forbid, were to happen to you.
Yeah. By the way, I want to retell you who we're talking to today. Mike Banasiak. I got that right?
That's correct, yep.
Legacy Financial Group in Urbandale. If you want to check out their website, which is always a good place to do, a good place to start, it's LFG Planners. L is in Legacy, F is in Financial, G is in Group, planners.com. So, do people run out of their money?
Absolutely.
Is it because they don't plan well, or they live too long?
It's more often than not because they don't plan well, and because they're not saving their money. We do have a crisis in this nation in the fact that the majority of people do not have a retirement plan in place. The majority of people do not take advantage of retirement plans that are offered through their workplace. And not only that, but 2015, the average U.S. household credit card debt alone was $15,700 plus. So there's a lot of areas that we need to work together to improve, and it starts with education, knowing that even small changes on a day-to-day basis can make a huge difference, but you have to start right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do, no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
And maybe your retirement is in place, but you've got a child or a grandson. I mean, I've got a grandson who just turned 18, and we've got him. He's got his own business.
Yep.
And I keep telling him retirement, and it's Grandpa. I'm 18 years old.
It's a long ways off. Why would I have to think about that?
But it's not a long ways off.
Right.
We know that. We know that things happened in life, and all of a sudden, wow.
Yeah.
I need access to be able to retire, or most importantly, I'm no longer able to work. All right. Mike, I appreciate you coming in today. So, folks, just check out your website.
Check out my website. We've also got a Facebook page. You can follow us. I've got an offshoot of our Facebook page where I put up weekly videos called Finance on Your Terms, so you can look that up. We also do a lot of educational programs for the community where we'll come in and do everything from lunch and learns to seminars, and that's a great way that no matter what your demographic is within your company or organization, you can start that process of helping your employees learn more about how they can take control of their finances today.
Yeah, and that's a good idea. If you have any decision-making power, position, responsibility in a company, it doesn't have to be your company, but in a company, get Mike and his guys in there and do a lunch and learn, and have them ask questions, because most people don't want to ask questions about money because they think they're going to look stupid. Well, the whole deal is none of us know. Only you know. Only people that do, like you said earlier, only people who do what you do every day have the answers.
And you got to be willing to put those goals on the paper, otherwise they're never going to happen.
That's right.
So we never charge to talk to people, so reach out to us.
Okay, guys, it's Legacy Financial Group. and it's lfgplanners.com. And Mike, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm J. Michael McCoy, powered by Webcast One Live. This is Uniquely Urbandale from the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce.